Hey, how you doing today? This is Richard at Precision Transmissions. I want to kind of set the story straight with a lot of people, let you know where I come from. I started messing with trannies when I was 17 years old. I got into it, I hurt my back in the oil field. I started working for Amco Transmissions when my back started feeling better. I knew a friend there that got me in there building trannies there. So all I did was build shelf units. I built them and put them on the shelf, they take them off the shelf, put them in vehicles. I did that for 4 years. I got asked to go to another shop and be their head tranny builder for a lot more money. So I went down there and ran a shop called High Plains Transmissions for 8 years. I was a head builder there. I ordered all the parts, I used all the parts. I trained 2 other guys there that had successful businesses here in Amarillo today. So I just want to set the story straight where I come from, because I get some negative activity from some people. Am I perfect on these videos? No. Do I get in a hurry on some of them? Possibly, because I am not a professional. I do try to explain everything that I do, a lot of the updates and stuff like that that they make, what we make to make these units last. I opened my own business in '93. Over here on another street, on Arthur Street, that was a little shop. This was a field when I built this place in '96. I got it on a 10-year note, paid it off in 7. I do all the training here, building here. My son does some building too. We've been training him, getting him ready to take over this business when I'm ready to get out of here. My wife, Teresa, runs the office. We've had some other people come in here that we've hired to help us a few times. We didn't like it and got rid of them, and it's just been us 3 from then on, because we don't have any comebacks and we don't want any. So that's a little bit where I come from. Like I said, on some of my videos on YouTube, I have been probably in a little bit of hurry. Might have said things that might have been a little bit wrong, but I have tried to correct them. But I have been doing this for a long time. I am a technician. I know what I'm doing. So, but I do have my Powerglide here out of my DIRTYBIRD Firebird. Makes over 2,000 horsepower. People have been asking me to show them a Powerglide, actually, what it looks like in a 2,000 horsepower tranny. So my tranny's got about 4 or 5 passes on it. We're going to go in and look for any clutch wear, band wear, but mainly bushing wear. These trannies run really hot when we get them up on the turbos and on the converter and stuff like that. And they beat the bushings out of the tranny and stuff like that. So we go in there a lot and changing bushings on these Powerglides. But let me show you a little bit of modifications that I've done to my unit to make it last. It works really good for me. First of all, a lot of these trannies, when you're up on the trans brake and on the converter, boost them in, they boil the fluid in the tranny. A lot of companies sell a catch can that goes right here in the front, where the vent tube comes down and goes into it. It'll boil the fluid out and go in the can. When it catches the fluid, if it boils a quart out, that means the tranny's a quart low. Well, what I did on my car is I put my catch can up on the side of the frame, so when the fluid goes up the vent, when it boils up, it catches in that can and then returns back in this rubber hose right here, which normally would be your dipstick tube. We plug the dipstick tube off and put this in there. That way the tranny never runs low. It just basically cycles back in. There's no fluid getting on the floor or anything like that, or on the track, excuse me, anything like that. And we actually fill our transmission to the pan right here. So we start it up, we put it on the lift, we run it through the gears, and this is where we fill our tranny, because we're putting the vent fluid right back in the dipstick hole. That way the tranny never runs low. Now also, once you turn the motor off, the tranny doesn't do any cooling. We don't have this high dollar flush machine that flushes the fluid out and cools the tranny or anything like that. So what we did is we put a pump in the pan. And we pump the fluid out of the pan while the vehicle's not running over to a cooler that's mounted under the car with a fan on it, and it cycles the fluid through like that and cools the tranny down in the pan. Sometimes we make rounds pretty quick. It's hard to cool down the tranny, but we found out this here makes a big difference. It doesn't make the fluid smell like it's been really hot or cook the color of the dye out of the fluid. So this was a really good update for us. We have another friend of mine's twin turbo car. We put it on his too, and it worked really good for him. So let's get this thing apart really quick and just see if we do have any damage. Like I said, I'm going to try to slow down on these videos a little bit and try to do a little bit more detail. Like I said, I'm not a professional at this.
At making videos.
Videos.
Yeah.
At all. And I do get in a hurry because I'm a very busy person. That's why we don't do a lot of build videos, because a lot of these videos would take a lot of time. And we just ain't got a lot of time to do them.
We got a shop we got to run.
We got 5 lifts, or 6 lifts actually, a 4-bay shop, a big lift outside, and we have a 5 inside. So now we actually do monitor the pressure, the cooler line pressure and stuff like that on my car. We got 2 data loggers on it that log everything. So we know exactly what this car is doing going down the track. We usually come out of the hole at about 1,000 horsepower or so, and then we'll ramp in 1,800 or so, 2,000 if we can. Now this is a roller bearing tail housing right here. It's a lot stronger than your factory. This is an aftermarket case too. It's a billet case. It's got a liner on the inside that keeps it, if anything explodes on the inside, it can't come through the floorboard of the car and hurt me. So, and this tail housing is the same way. It's really thick.
It's not cheap to go fast.
This tranny, I got about $6,000 in. We've got about 5 years in this build of this car or so, just slowly, gradually going. Every year we upgrade to go faster and faster. We got to stay up with the Joneses, and there's a lot of Joneses around here. This is your band adjustment right here. We usually set it about 3.5 turns. So after a few runs, we'll check it. But we pull this tranny out so much out of the car that we want to make sure if we go to the finals or something like that, we're not going to have a tranny issue. You know, you start putting 2,000 horsepower to a transmission, even though it's made for it, you want to look at everything. Now you can see the fluid still looks really nice. This train's probably got about 8 runs on it, and the fluid ain't even discolored. So this cooling that we got in the pan right here, it works really well. Get this off here first.
And we do have a big race in, what, 3 weeks? Flashlight shootout?
Yeah, we got a big race. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Amarillo, Texas. It's $5,000 to win.
Yeah.
Check it out on Facebook, Amarillo Bagway.
Now, all my shafts are going to be Vasco. They're going to be the hardest shaft that they make. They do make bigger shafts, so you can buy a different case, different sport, stuff like that, and actually put a 400 shaft coming out the back and go with the 400 yoke. I haven't got the money to do that. I haven't broke what I have, so we just haven't upgraded to that. So we run small tire, heads up type racing, no wheelie bar. So everything still should look really nice in this tranny. So we usually, take it out. So see, that bushing still looks really nice, almost brand new looking. Now we do go with the wide bushing back here because this bushing here is a narrower bushing, and the one in the case up here, it's this one here, but see how it's got that groove? Well, that groove right there is really designed to lubricate this bearing that's in the back right here. So you really don't want to put the bushing in that really goes here, doesn't have a groove, is what I'm trying to say. So, but we do put this bushing here just because it is bigger and wider and gives it more support back here on the case. So it'll go either way, but you definitely want to put the one up here with the groove. That way it oils that bearing. And I'll show you the bearing I'm talking about. Now, all Powerglides make trash, no matter how you look at it. I mean, you're trying to break them the whole time you're out playing with them. Get another hammer.
Hammer.
So basically all I see is, I mean, it could be friction wear, but it looks like a lot of bushing wear possibly. Got a little copper color to it a little bit. We'll look and see a little bit deeper into it what we got. But you can see here where my pump sucks it out and then puts it back in right here. And that's a big upgrade for us. I mean,
It does, cool.
yeah, it worked out really. Now this is one of Trans Specialty's billet internal valve body. The solenoid and everything is on the inside. It's a new design that they have. This is a real quick release valve body that we purchased. We really like it a lot.
There it goes.
I'll get that tube out of there first. This is a really nice valve body. Sorry, I couldn't get that pan off the other thing. You can see your band servo right here that applies your band anchors through here. And then your adjustment comes right there on the side, like this. Let me blow a little air through them. Now, fluid might try to come out of there, but when I put a little bit of air here, you'll see it move. See right there? The band's out of adjustment because I took the nut out. But also, right back here is your brake clutch. You put the tranny brake on, this clutch comes on, and then the apply hole is right here. See that? That move right there. So. But remember, we take this tranny apart a lot, so it's going to look probably painted like 5 times. Because we take these out a lot. Now this is basically a stock pump. It's nothing great, anything like that. It's just your 5-bolt. It has been machined for the bearing style. Now it does have the upgraded stator where we have the 400 stator and bushings in it. So I could actually go to like a ringless shaft. There's no sealing rings on here. Makes the shaft a lot stronger.
Nice.
They do make better pumps and stuff like that, but we use what works and what we can afford. Mainly want to look at your stator. Looks really good through here. No ruts or anything like that. I'm going to come in and look at your pump gear. Make sure the hole, this area through here ain't wobbled out, anything like that. Looks pretty good. Now if you notice, we come in here and drill a hole right here. At high pressures, this gear is trying to be pushed this way, and being that this is pressure right here, we'll take and put some pressure through that hole and put it on this gear right here. I drilled a hole and then drilled me a little trough right here. That way it floods this back side of this gear with oil and keeps it from shoving it that direction. Tremendous upgrade. Works really good. Now we run the stock band when we can get them. We just think they're so much better over aftermarket. You can see all the copper in this band. I mean, this band really grips good. Superior over any band out there, the factory band is. It's just finding them in cores and stuff like that's the problem. Now we do have a straight cut planted in this. It's kind of top secret on what gearing we have, but we do have a straight cut planted in this. You can see it's starting to put a little bit of wear on the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I might try to get another one of them coming really quick. Now we do run the 10 clutch. We got the deep hub for the clutch. You see here, coaling steels. Now, what we do here, you can't get a coated bushing here. What we do is we run the 4L60E coated bushing right here. You see how it's got that real slip coating on it? Right there. That's the same bushing that you run your 4L60Es. So this drum has a real bad issue with bushing wear. I don't know what it is. We've just always had issues with them. So that's the bushing we always go for when we get into this tranny. So. Now this is a scatter shield I was talking about. They put in this unit to if it explodes or anything like that, it can't come through the case or through the floorboard and hurt you. This case is even thicker to prevent it, but they still put this shield in here. And that's what it looks like that. This little bearing right here is real easy to lose, fall out, not even know it's there. So it's got a little cup on it right here. It sets in here like that, on into that gear, and it sets down in there. So. This is basically, it's an aftermarket Planet. It's got all straight cut gears. That's why you hear the whine out of it. You can see here we're starting to get a little bit of wear on these gears. I'm kind of shocked to see the wear there, being that it's got a big gear here. I would figure the wear would be more here and on this sun gear that sets down in there like that.
Right.
You know, we do see a lot of wear, but I'm seeing some wear through here too.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, these cars are really hard on these trannies. This is just a standard snap ring. There's no bevels or anything like that. You can put it in there any direction you want to. Now, another reason why these things are kind of noisy in low gear, this ring right here runs on this shell, and there's no washer or anything like that. It physically just runs on it. So it's kind of a ring, makes a ringing noise, and you can hear it. So that's why these things are really noisy, especially backing up and stuff like that. This thing will echo really bad. Now the low reverse clutch looks really good. The brake clutch, you can see here we got different ones, but this here is actually a 350 clutch. We put it in there to take up to get my clearances where it needs to be, because it's about 15 thousandths or so thicker than your standard clutch, so that's why that's in there. See how I stacked them here even. So tranny works really good. We'll get this thing cleaned up, put some bushings back in and stuff like that. Looks really good. I'm really surprised. So we'll get it back in the Dirty Bird and get it going. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over to the right bottom button, push the little red dot there, and check us out. Y'all have a good day.